Hurry up, 5 minutes.
5 minutos. Esto es lo que es muy caliente.
Hey, download your Chicom app today so you can have Chicom spyware in your house for free. Yay, Chicom spyware. Woo! You go down! USA number 2, you go down! Give me money.
Fucking future!
We're talking about a bad ass and everything, yeah.
Future!
We're talking about a bad ass and everything,
Like I
yeah.
took a poop and it was one of those painful ones that brings a tear to your eye. It's like I took a poop and it was one of those painful ones that brings a tear to your eye.
Dobby has a sock. Dobby has a sock. And if you don't like the sock, you can suck my hop. What? Oh, this is gross. That's ketchup in it. It has ketchup in it, man. Don't do it. It's a trick, it's a trap. Matter of fact. Mute you. Because raisins. Penis! Oh. Good morning, you sexy motherfuckers. How's everybody doing today? Good, I hope. Because I'm doing a thing. What thing is that, you may ask? Nothing. I am feeling markedly better than I did last night. So, oh, penises. Oops. Well, I done fucked up there. Okay, so YouTube, that's what I was looking for. Want to hear the latest from the Crowded Gang.
Our deepest fear is not that we're inadequate, it's that we're too good, and we fear how good we are. That's why you can't be afraid. Get out there and lay those fancy eggs. I love you all, individually and as a group. I love you. I love you.
All right.
You did it. You're learning to speak human.
Bad Rancher.
Got some food for you. Yeah, I'm sorry. Daddy Rancher's in a bad mood last time, but you're doing good work on them. I don't even need any eggs. Yeah, come on. Come on up to the door. That's it. And just stay right there.
Don't go with the Bad Rancher. Go with the Good Rancher. 100% American sourced steakhouse quality.
Oh, coffee.
Subscribe today at
grass.
goodranchers.com/Krautman. Lock in your $25 off every box for the entire life of your subscription. Good Ranchers. American meat delivered.
Welcome back to Cultural Appropriation Month.
That's one. That's two. Oh no, we fudged up.
Oh, wait, I forgot. I have a stress ball on my thing. What on earth do I have to be stressed about? Nothing. A lot going on. Actually, we won the YouTube thing, so we're good.
It was just a false claim.
Yeah, it was a false claim. Just so you guys
Thanks,
know.
guys. Appreciate that.
Before I go into anything else, because we have been removed for discussing gun issues in the past, you can watch the show Monday through Friday at 10 a.m. Eastern. Sorry, Monday through Thursday, 10 a.m. Eastern on Rumble. Right out there. Rumble or Mug Club. Today we'll be playing Pokemon or Racial Slur.
Yeah, I'm surprised we're still here after yesterday, to be honest.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well,
That's a win.
it remains to be seen. And by that I mean we absolutely will see. So, look, we're going to get right into Matthew McConaughey right now. He's trending. And some of us here in the studio disagreed. Beware the wolf in sheep's clothing. So we've pulled some archived footage so you know exactly where this guy is lining up on gun control on these proposals. Because there are a lot of proposals that you will hear that seem reasonable on their surface. And this is what we've talked about in the past. And I hope, if nothing else, the references that we make available to you, always on loudercutter.com, help you to understand the policies versus the rhetoric. If someone says something like, oh, well, red flag laws, that sounds good. Okay, what's the policy proposal? We've talked about this in the past, where they say dreamers, children, they shouldn't be deported if they were born here. Okay, sure, got it. So is that oh, no, wait, you don't believe in deporting anyone, including violent felons who are overcrowding our prisons who are here illegally. So it's not about what someone says. It is about the actual legislation being proposed and how it's been used in the past, or if there's a precedent, set in some other country. So, we're talking about that with Matthew McConaughey. My question to you, before we move on to anything else, is do you trust Matthew McConaughey?
No.
Do you think
All right.
his proposals are reasonable? And also something else, I bit my cheek earlier this week, and have you ever done that and then you bite your cheek 5 more times that week because it gets bigger and more swollen?
Yes.
So if I talk like this, it's like AOC, I'm doing my best, just know why. I have a giant lump in my cheek that is now a canker sore. Okay.
Not sure that's how.
Also, prayers for Joe Lewis. I stayed up all night. He was pooping all over the place. I hope he
Oh,
found
no.
something.
He's a big boy to
He's
be
so
pooping
nice.
all
He
over the
went to
place.
upstairs bathroom in the corner, and I walked in the house and I smelled poop. And then I couldn't find it, and I mean it was a mess. But he tried to use the corner.
I don't understand how using the furthest corner from you was nice, because maybe you wouldn't notice it, and then days later you're like, huh.
Well, that was the thing. He didn't want to be a San Francisco street urchin. You know what? You guys take notes.
Yeah.
See, the animals use the corner. San Francisco.
At least it's in the bathroom.
Yeah.
I mean, that is a step up.
I think
But
that
the
was
animals are
your
also on
chance.
meth
I don't think he knows what
and
he
fentanyl.
Oh,
Throughout the night, he would find a corner and do it. So I am grateful. Really, I think he's a good little guy doing that. He's trying to be considerate.
Splash it on the wall.
He's sick. It's the first time we've had that accident. All right, well, we don't need to talk about more. Unfortunately, our viewership in Germany just went up threefold. So
Yeah.
Oh, doggy shih tzu.
yes,
Oh,
is this cultural appropriation already? They must be doing Germany.
must be dressed like a nun.
Yes. Did he fly? All right. You know him, very smart man, got a voice for radio, and has a face only a mother could love. Gerald A., how are you?
I'm doing well. I could not help but laugh. How are you doing, other than being covered in feces?
I'm not covered in feces.
Well, I think you're
What are
right
your
now.
fantasies have to do with
Yes.
that?
I know.
You just told the stories about your dog pooping in every corner of the house.
I didn't say on me.
And appreciating
No.
it.
I appreciate that he didn't just let it fall wherever he is walking, like someone in San Francisco.
He's trying to dig out of that.
You can roll in it.
No.
Sometimes you just gotta poop where you gotta poop, man. Don't worry about
You
it.
ask for a dog who's sick.
Pooping outside.
Oh,
Yeah, but I
dicks.
was gone. And I was gone for like
Coffee
2 hours.
is
I was gone for
warm.
Yes, but I'm saying if you're gone from the house, can you guys let Gerald know? Like, honestly, that is what kind of a state. This is why you don't have dogs.
You should
No,
the dog should have driven to the store and got a Modium.
Pretty
Yes.
much. Maybe some Pepto.
Yeah.
Up dough.
Quit being useless.
And then, oh, nobody told me my head was cut
All
off.
right, and then the quickest
Apologies.
in the West fastest man on his feet. He is going to be in Des Moines, Iowa.
Wait, what the
actually,
fuck
in Temple.
happened?
This weekend, you can always go look at tickets.
Yeah, you fixed the aspect ratio, now it's fucked again. So the aspect ratio was
Big
fine.
announcement for
for-
the fall tour. Him and I together.
Oh, whatever.
Next week.
I'm not trying to
Huge.
figure
right
shit
down in
out.
Solo, go see Dave Leno.
Ahoy this weekend. Come out Des Moines.
Yeah,
You really have nothing better to do.
I was going to
than that.
say.
Really, like nothing.
we don't want to insult your town, but
I've seen
it's
it.
Des Moines.
What are you gonna do? Run through a cornfield and pretend it's boys?
Yeah, or just just lie. That's what you have to do. He's just ignorant, and by that, I'm just like, oh no, Des Moines is actually not that bad. Just no, you just lie.
You'd be like, oh yeah, no, I've been there.
Yeah.
It's everybody just insult the place too. They're like, yo, how's Detroit? Like, they get mad at you where you're from, and you're like, I'm aware it's terrible.
Yes, exactly.
I never
Very
said
good.
it wasn't.
I don't find my identity in the geographic location of my birth. That's the same with team sports. Like, guys who play for our geographic location who weren't born there or even lived there are beating the guys from your geographic location. It's like all of your players are from 2,000 miles away.
Yeah, thank you for keying my car. I can't even tell you all the positions in football.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Really appreciate it.
I don't know, maybe one of them was left keyer. I have no idea.
Good. I'm glad I brought Michigan plates to Ohio. I really deserve that.
Oh, if you bring Illinois plates to Michigan too, they don't.
Oh, they're not.
Oh, they're not.
No, Michigan's terrible too.
Yeah, Michigan's awful.
They're everybody who's from anywhere is awful.
Worst governor in the country.
Anybody from anywhere
thank
is
God the
awful.
FBI was not successful in kidnapping her.
That's true.
Now,
Or the new guy who like had her on a hit list from what I read.
yeah, I'm willing that also FBI, maybe
Yeah.
CIA, who knows? One of those three-letter agencies.
One of the fellas.
So before we go on later, and we're going to talk about the FBI and CIA and Simone Biles
Yeah.
suing Nasser for $1 billion for not doing enough,
And suing the FBI.
yeah, suing the FBI.
Yeah.
And she says they're not doing enough. I think that they actually did their job perfectly. If you're going by what they intended to do, and we'll build that case here with the FBI, CIA, and a long and storied history of child predators and child pornography, and all references to a lot of kind. But before that, let's set this up. This was just on CNN this morning. Dwayne Wade plays basketball. This is the one with slam dunks, correct?
Yes.
And he was talking with Poppy Harlow about school shootings, and everyone is jumping on this bandwagon because they feel as though it's politically safe, and they're out of touch with the majority of Americans who support Second Amendment rights and gun ownership. So here he is talking out of his ass.
Like, think about this. When we grew up, we went to school, it was just, hey, kids off to school, that is the safest place to be. Don't be out on the street, go to school. Now it's not the safest
I wait for 3 o'clock every day.
Yeah, I'm afraid being
Every day.
here and not being in LA close to my kids.
Yeah.
Now, we were just talking about this at lunch. Like, you just, and just to share a story, I went to my daughter Zaya's recital at the end of the year. And beautiful recital. These kids worked amazing. They worked hard for this. But the whole time, all I could think about is my exit.
Yeah. Why is he
All I could
dressed like
think
the
about is
mayor of
what I'm
Amity?
gonna do. My daughter's backstage. My son's right here.
How do I get out?
How do I get out?
Like
How do
the
I get to them?
college.
How do I protect them?
Saying that schools are no longer safe. I mean, well, I guess if you count the girls' bathrooms.
Oh, too soon,
So,
Stephen.
This is one of those things they want to. That's the son.
Is it?
I don't know if it's a girl dressed up as a boy. The point is this. She doesn't even agree with him in that clip. Do you notice that? He's like, I was school is the safest place. She's like, I was waiting to 3 every day. And that implies that she wanted to leave school, and he just continues as like, yeah, I'm just going to continue like you're agreeing with my point.
You're always embarrassing your parents.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love how he's like, I can't believe I'm not near my kids in the safest place in the world, LA.
Right.
I'm just wondering, yeah, what school did he go to?
Yeah, like I thought you were, a little more, I had a little more rough and tumble than that.
No,
I don't think
he's
I
a
either.
basketball player.
Ah,
Yeah.
That's
Well, any school wasn't that safe for any reasons.
No, they're not that safe. And by the way, you shouldn't. What he is also conveying there is, school is it's de facto parenting.
Yeah.
Look, you would like to think so, but it's not even necessarily the police's job to keep you safe. You understand that, right? We've seen that. We see more stories come out. It's not the school's job to guarantee the safety of your child. We'd like to think that they do. It's your job as a parent. And that's why it's more important to give this authority back to parents. What does the left want to do? The left is against charter schools. The left doesn't believe in school choice, school vouchers. The left has a war against homeschooling.
Oh, Jesus, what have I done?
It's difficult to find an argument, a case to be made for homeschooling in 2022. And then we talk about common ground. Well, hold on a second. How about common ground? Yeah, we said there's a problem with schools. I know you want to throw more money at it and say that there should not be teachers who are allowed to protect themselves. We just think that maybe public schools, maybe the Federal Department of Education is a broken system. If you listen to what these people are saying, they're either being dishonest or they don't know what they're saying. And we'll get to Matthew McConaughey. I don't know which it is. I'm curious. I would love to hear your feedback below. If you think that Matthew McConaughey is just an unintelligent person, you can comment below. Or if you think that he's deliberately misleading. Okay.
Well, he's an actor.
Yes.
And in fairness to the left, he's an actor.
that makes it okay.
I didn't know until I came here today to the White House. I thought it was a set. I thought it was losing. It wasn't. Very good.
All right.
Watching when he's making his points, he said, And that's why we need responsible gun ownership. You'll see it and you're like, oh, you really think that was...
Yeah.
Sure. Boom.
Are you on acid? All the time. All the day.
Oh,
Yeah, all right.
every day.
All right.
Oh. Yeah, no clothes on.
No.
So here's something else. While we're talking about the moral decay of our society, who could have imagined that we would have a mental health crisis? Who could have possibly predicted it?
no.
Oh, that's right. They were removed as episodes from YouTube. This is why you can go watch the banned episodes on Mug Club. When we talked about the dangers of lockdowns and COVID and children, and remember in that show? That was where you cited the CDC death stats for children?
I will never do
You
it again.
mean forced homeschool as opposed to chosen homeschool?
Right.
Yeah.
I forgot.
Also,
Before.
you can't socialize them anywhere else because those were also shut down.
That's
Yeah.
correct.
Yes.
That's okay, though.
Right.
Right.
And that was the episode that was removed because Gerald cited the CDC studies, the
Yes.
CDC numbers on deaths
Right.
from COVID, and then said, let's juxtapose that with what we are seeing as this dramatic increase in substance abuse, suicide, teen depression. We talked about it then. And now, well, we're back to it's the AR-15's fault. And by the way, we'll get to this. I've talked about it before, but there's new data. The United States is not the top country in the world or the top country in the first world, which now apparently applies because you acknowledge that these other countries like Honduras, El Salvador are shitholes. We're not the top country for mass shootings. The trend elsewhere in the world is going up, and in the United States it's either stagnant or it's going down. We'll have the stat available for you later. So all of these people jumping on the bandwagon, they're doing it based on a lie, and then they're proposing policies that are entirely misleading. That's what you need to know, and we'll try and keep it succinct for you as we talk about the moral decay of our society, and by that I mean just society today in general. And I know, we did have a point in this country, it's not lost on me, okay? We'll survive this, we had a civil war, I understand that. But there's never been a point in our history where the elites in power have tried to entirely change the foundation of our the cultural basis of our society. Sure, we had a civil war, but we still thought that men were a thing and women were a thing and that children should be protected and they shouldn't be the target of
I could use my marker. I didn't get a
content.
chance to use my marker
This
yesterday.
is a very, very big change. I get that you can talk about violence and war, but we have never been at this kind of phase in our country. And so if you feel
Oh wait,
this
that's
is
against the
severe,
computer.
it
That
is
don't even
severe.
count. Fuck.
Two things can be true. We've
I
had
fucked
more
up.
violent,
I just
turbulent
woke
times,
up.
but
Dude,
this
forgive
is
me.
uncharted territory, and I think it's important to cover all of it. So this happened at
It's so obvious without anybody caring.
I know.
That's the thing. That's
That was a no-effort win, but it was against the
That's
computer.
the problem. It's the people in power, disproportionate
All right.
power. That's
We're gonna
cancel
do the
culture
thing.
is not the people. Cancel culture is not even at this point. It's no longer the mob. It's the mafia is what it is. A mob of torch and pitchforks. You think you know the people, right? The citizens out there, they're angry, kill the beast. No, it's the mafia behind the scenes. The people who've never held private office, or at least for the last several decades, who decide that, oh, you know what? We're just going to ban guns that are used in less than 5% of shootings. We're just going to arbitrarily pick a magazine capacity. You know what? We're just going to decide that you don't get school lunches for, you don't get any federal funding if you don't allow boys into girls' rooms. Most Americans are not on board with it. That's the issue. You have the president saying the most important thing you can do is affirm the gender of your child, meaning puberty blockers, meaning cross-hormone sex replacement therapy, meaning gender reassignment surgery. Most Americans are going, what, at 6? But unfortunately, they try to stifle your voice and amplify theirs. That's what's so different about right now. Now,
You got a problem?
I gotta move on. Here, Dave. This past Sunday service at Joel Osteen, the Lakewood Church. So this is something else was crashed by two, I'm gonna say this, alleged, because I spent a lot of time with the Sears wish list catalog as a kid. This was before we had the internet and the JCPenney's catalog.
There are plus-size
JCPenney
models.
And that's not my primary issue with these ladies.
Oh.
So alleged JCPenney catalog models were protesting at the church. Here you go.
Never, never, never. I'll never be the same. In Jesus' name. God bless you.
It's my body, my choice.
Those are models?
My body, my choice.
Okay.
I love how she was late to take off her shirt.
Yeah. Let's see what happens to her.
Damn, turkeys all over the damn place. They're not ugly, but I wouldn't hire them as models.
Bye, Felicia.
I mean, again, when we talk about political theater, something that accomplishes nothing.
Yeah.
We have breakout sessions here where we say, okay, what can we do? What do we think is the most effective segment? How do we frame it? How do we make sure that we're accurate with our references? If we're going to go on location, like a Beto event, we're going to change our mind. They sat there and it made it like, I know, we will wear granny panties at Joel Osteen's church.
And strip naked, almost.
That will show them.
They totally learned their lesson.
But this kind of stuff happens a lot. You just don't hear about it. There was it just yesterday? There was a similar incident at was it Matisyahu's temple in Tel Aviv?
Yeah. Wow.
Casey, I had no idea that tattoos. What did you grow up in a Russian prison?
Yeah, that was,
Are you in the white yakuza?
I need to play guitar. I didn't know you got tattoos with the strings of them.
Zip it.
I could have sworn that Given just got married. I mean, maybe this is all a big cover.
And in the lighter.
Oh, you can tell that was definitely honeymoon bug.
I just want to say what I think we're all thinking in here. Those were a couple of real hunky gay Israelis.
Yes. Gay Israelis?
Yeah. Because that guy's going to be buried in a Jewish cemetery.
Yeah. Face down, maybe.
So.
Come on, wasn't that funny? Calm down.
Who do nothing, and I'm not at Matthew McConaughey yet. Tuesday there were several. Look, people can do whatever they want. Okay, there are big girls, and these were protesters. There are big girls. There were some very big girls, and they stormed the court at the Barclays Center.
What's the deal with these fucking red pieces? Jesus, man.
Scraping out of hair. I love it. Somebody tackle, like form tackle. Dragging that one, I love it.
How many girls have paid for the abortion, or basketball players have paid for the abortion?
I know. Well, hold on. I know. This is a WNBA game, so if you're picking a place to go and protest, let's go to the one that can barely fill up the lower bowl of an arena.
Well, they figured that they could probably make it onto the court because there's.
Well, they could, yes. They're like, who's going to care about this? But it's not even like really televised, even though ESPN tries to make you think it is. Yeah. So it's like, oh gosh.
Wow, they were just in shape enough to not get past security.
Right, yes. There were 6 other larger people who never got it onto the court because they were doing the inhaler.
Yeah. Court. Well, when they were taking them, they were escorting them off the court. Several of them had to take a break.
Yeah.
Here, a couple of things too. This is one thing you hear, like, my body, my choice, my body, my choice. I hear this a lot from the left as it relates to women, right? Republicans, conservatives, they don't even want you to decide what you can do with your own body. Well, I understand they're talking about abortion. All right, let's just put that on the back burner for a second, okay? Regardless of your opinion. How about every other issue that revolves around choice? Every other one. Where is the left supporting women to have more individual choice? Which school you can go to? No. Which car you can drive? No. What you can do with your own money? No. Take any issue that revolves around basic sovereignty and freedom. What kind of gun you can own? No.
Whether you can even have a gun to protect
Whether you can have a gun?
from
No.
a rapist or an attacker?
So it's just abortion. I'm a woman. They want to take away choice. No, look, you don't care about choice in any other facet. Certainly not these left. You're just discussing abortion, which again, you would just, even if you disagree, you would have to acknowledge that it's ideologically consistent for someone on the right to say, well, look, we believe in supporting your right to choose everything else. We just don't believe in your right to choose for someone else. And we believe through a scientific method of question that that's another life, that baby in your body.
Did you see that? That was hot.
The left
Oh,
doesn't
yeah.
believe in choice for anything. That's primarily what we bitch about on this show. So anyways, back to the WNBA / Spirit Airlines boarding call.
It is the Spirit Airlines of the basketball world.
I love when one of them grabs their hair right away. Like, oh, nothing like perpetuating the original stereotype.
There was a really cool still picture, and in the background you see guys like, oh, like yeah.
Is somebody really all that pro-life at the WNBA? I don't understand the protest.
I would imagine they're probably pro-suicide for the WNBA.
Really? I mean, I know the crowd is.
Choir,
probably, right?
Yeah, I mean, the WNBA game is our equivalent of the traveling Japanese suicide forest.
I mean, way more people noticed that than in the church because nobody was paying attention to the game.
Right.
They were like, oh, look at this.
Look at this.
That's weird.
Look, there's more nonsense.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm really glad I got these free tickets at the office party.
Yeah.
Otherwise, I would have missed fat chicks with face paint on their tits.
Yeah, can you believe these are just at the gas station?
Yeah.
Just there, by the register for free?
Yeah. A professional sporting event, and the highlight is the balloon animals.
And it was the most exciting part of that game.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah, who won? I don't know, me. I saw a fat girl get beaten up.
Yeah.
No way.
Who was playing? The Cincinnati Bankrupt, I think.
Yeah, I don't know.
How do we?
Yeah.
You notice how they
Playing the Phoenix Chapter 11s.
Yeah, that was the New York Poor Investments.
Yeah.
You know how they titled around this? Like, yeah, let's say that they crashed the game. Well, nobody will know what the game is. Go to the Barclays Center. They know the buildings there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that works.
So they came with some banners. These tit scallions. And the sign said, "Overturn Roe, hell no." That's a nice rhyme.
Yeah.
Abortion on demand and without apology. Well, there you go. There's the message that they're actually proclaiming there. How about some apology?
And then?
How about just a little bit? How about a little
No.
shit?
What did you do? Like, what did you go home and you're like, yeah, we showed them.
Yeah.
You showed them what?
You showed them what? Well, we showed them.
Come on, no.
Which they
Really?
didn't like. And so we
Oh.
like, that we thrust something in front of them without
Oh.
their consent that they didn't want to see.
Shenanigans.
And so we think that we'll take the little ones.
I don't even care.
We showed them why our doctor goes, you know what, just do whatever you want.
Yes, just do whatever.
Hey, you know what these guys pay for on the weekend?
What do
We
they
did
pay
that
for?
free at a game.
Yes.
Oh,
You
shit,
know,
the
they gotta
devil.
Look at people. Yeah, we showed them what they wanted to see, not us, but other things that they want to see.
Yeah.
And that'll get them. Like, this is the best form of protest ever for women. It's just to strip down and run through the streets.
Well, here's the thing. I will say this, they were playing 8D chess. Because initially we always, we were like, hey, women, if you're going to protest patriarchy, don't show your boobs. Don't do Free the Nipple Thursday like they do every year.
They don't burn it, so you never get it back.
Right. Don't burn your bras and show, put those away. But then they were playing 8D chess and like, we're going to show you the boobs that you specifically don't want to see. And we're like, well, it's really backfired. We didn't foresee this.
Hey, you didn't realize AT Chess was Hungry Hippo.
So the group is called Rise Up for Abortion Rights. I made a statement on Twitter afterward. We are calling on those who can stop the overturning of Roe v. Wade. The millions of people who support abortion rights. Oh my God, I just looked at the overlay.
I know,
That's not far off from what they actually look like.
I didn't even make the groan, it was just there as well when I saw it.
It says, no business as usual. Shut the country down. What?
What?
This is, again, you want to know how we reached the point where businesses were shut down and we decimated the economy? These land whales want to shut it down if they're not getting taxpayer-funded abortions for the sex they're clearly not having.
I also love that they're called Rise Up. I don't think they're rising quickly.
No, I don't think anyone else is rising up for them.
At all. It should be called Staying Soft.
Yeah. It should be called Don't Worry, It Happens to Lots of Guys for Abortion Rights.
You're telling me somebody got you pregnant?
Yeah.
Yeah, why don't you spend the time buying a condom and then never ever giving it to a guy?
Right, yeah, exactly. Just open it up, it just disintegrates.
Yeah.
Like Kanicki in Greece.
And the guy's like, oh, rats, I guess I have to leave.
Yeah. We don't have to practice responsible sex.
No.
Don't let me off the hook on this one. You're a strong woman.
I'm gonna go and I'm just gonna keep my back to the door.
Yes. So this is obviously a radical abortion activist group there, and there's another more radical abortion activist group that's taking a more.
What are these guys doing?
Say direct approach. Tuesday morning, a Compass Care, which is like a crisis pregnancy center in Buffalo, it was firebombed. Gee. And Amherst PD issued a statement saying the fire is being investigated as arson at this time. Isn't arson by it's a fire?
I think so.
Yes. So that is known.
We don't know if the arsonists used fire. Well, then they wouldn't be an arsonist.
Yeah, we're not sure. We're not sure if the fire was a fire, but we're looking.
We're looking into it, and we'll get back to you. We can't find our cops right now because they're hiding while children need them.
Yes, we cannot confirm nor deny if it was a fire.
Yes.
We saw flames though, and it looks like burnt.
Yes.
It looks like burnt.
It smells like there was fire, too.
Yeah, I don't know.
I don't want to get Kojak on this.
I'm only a literal fire professional.
Right.
But I don't know.
So the building was vandalized with these words that Jane was here, which is of course a reference to Jane's Revenge, and they called for a night of rage when the Supreme Court issued the decision, or it was leaked, I believe, the Dobbs versus Mississippi. This is from them. That whatever form your fury takes, the first step is feeling it, the next step is carrying that anger out into the world and expressing it physically. On the night the final ruling is issued, we are asking for courageous hearts to come out after dark to make your anger known. When we talk about insurrection, we talk about what happened in January 6th.
Yeah.
Look, do we even need to? We're talking about billions of dollars in damage. Is this a surprise? This is what happened with Black Lives Matter, the riots. But right now, it's right there. Hey, look, you want to talk about red flag laws? We'll get to that in a second. How about people saying, "Let your rage be known. Go out. We're gonna firebomb a crisis pregnancy center."
Yeah, they can't even say, "Oh, what we said is basically just go out and yell." No, you said physically.
Yeah, you said physically.
Right there. By the way, watch all of the politicians that run out into the streets and say, "This is what happens. This is the rage that the population feels. This is what you get when you do this."
Oh
like
my
they
Jesus!
did with
What the hell?
Right. Watch for it. Yeah. Do you know how many times on this show
I think that was my
say
fault,
figuratively
but-
for something that was clearly meant figuratively? It's like, oh, you mean bomb crisis pregnancy centers figuratively? No, I mean physically. FBI?
Anyone?
You too busy looking at your child porn on your computers, Mr. CIA? All right, great. Oh, and there's another firebomb. Fantastic. Maybe you want to investigate that one as arson.
Look, we're gonna physically burn these too.
Oh, geez.
Figuratively.
Is there another garage pool you need to go look at? Okay.
Yeah, we heard.
Guys, they have a lot of child porn that goes through.
Yes,
They
We
really
heard
do.
they've been hanging lawn ornaments
Yes.
inside of race car shop.
We are investigating the matter of arson. Do you mean you read their mail blast out? Did you check their Facebook page where they said, "We are going to commit arson tonight at this location"? They're like the wet bandits.
Yeah.
It's a calling card.
You could have gone there and stopped them. Well, what do you?
Who's going to look at the child porn?
God.
Yeah, not
Yeah.
Superman.
Yeah. Somebody's got to stay here and do that.
Speaking of that, let's move on to the FBI. By the way, hit the like button if you're watching on YouTube, because guess what? The FBI is not a fan. We told you they tried to sting us, one of those guys at the FBI.
Failed.
Yeah, failed. Turned out they're like, they're just kind of Christian conservative guys there who believe in limited government, but they're not. Yeah, we had an FBI guy, one who was involved with the kidnapping Whitmer plot, trying to get behind the scenes here. We had no idea. We're like, that guy disappeared. Whatever happened to that FBI agent?
Yeah.
I don't know. Then I read about him in the news. I said, you're bullshitting.
I don't care.
Go ahead. Power to this. Whatever you think. What do you think? This is just, you know where we stand. It's very clear.
There's hours and hours of footage on where we stand.
So,
I read my text are really cleaner than this show.
right.
And this show's not dirty.
By the way, so Simone Biles, I don't know if you've been following this while we're talking about
She's
the
the
FBI.
one that the Nasser fingered.
Yeah.
Wow, did I say that wrong?
Allegedly.
Allegedly.
Yeah.
But pointed out.
Put it out.
Pointed out. You know what I meant.
In a lineup.
Yeah.
Right. Although it's pretty easy to point her out because like she's a gymnast, and so like, is it the one? Hold on, we have is it number 1, number 2, or 4, or 5? Like it's the one who's not 5 foot.
There we go.
There we go.
Yeah, it's the one who's
Ooh.
stretching with her feet behind her head.
Yes. Has chalk on her hands. So Simone Biles and 90 other women right now filed federal tort claims against the FBI. They are seeking $1 billion in damages. This is that Nasser abused them after allegations were reported in 2015. So it's important to note that there were allegations. This is something that was going on, nothing was done, and then abuse continued to take place. That is important because I do think it's tough to go after the FBI and just say, why didn't you do anything? And they say, how could we know? In this case, it's like, how could we know? Because we told you, and then it kept happening.
Yeah.
Like, oh, I do see your point. They didn't say that. Of course not. They're claiming that, well, what do you expect us to do? Like, investigate? It's in the name.
Just because we have the proof.
Yeah.
What were we supposed to do? Stop them?
Right. I mean, we're busy investigating arson.
Come on.
Yeah.
How am I going to figure out if this is a fire if I got to stop that guy from having sex with me?
I mean, it's like,
What am I, God?
what do you think? I only have 2 hands.
Yeah, come on.
Yeah.
When
Goddamn.
I'm occupied, I usually switch off.
One of them got to turn the computer on.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Did we have a clip of
That
something
Jergens
that's
isn't going to buy itself. Yeah, we do have a clip, by the way. This is going back. When was this clip? Is this clip from 20?
2000.
we have
2021.
This is from
the testimony
2021.
in the case. We
This
covered
was the
that.
testimony in the case that we covered, and now they're seeking $1 billion in damages. But here's pretty powerful testimony.
Over the past few years, it has become painfully clear how a survivor's healing is affected by the handling of their abuse. And it disgusts me that we are still fighting for the most basic answers and accountability over 6 years later. To be clear,
I don't know what's going on.
Take your time.
To be clear, I blame Larry Nassar, and I also blame an entire system that enabled and perpetrated his abuse.
And then?
USA Gymnastics and the United States Olympic and Paralympic Committee knew that I was abused by
Drunk
their
as hell.
official team doctor long before I was ever made aware of their knowledge.
Now, if we want to find common ground, here's the reason we can't is because if we sow mistrust in institutions, you blame us for sowing mistrust in institutions, whereas I think you should blame the institutions themselves. Look, I don't even believe that the FBI is systemically racist. They also sexually assaulted white girls. They sexually assaulted biracial girls, Asian American girls, right? Just to be clear, there are a lot of women who are sexually abused. To understand a systemic problem with these institutions is simply to understand that they only look out for the interest of these systemic institutions. The FBI doesn't exist to serve you. The FBI exists to send in a spreadsheet at the end of the year and say, look at what a great job we're doing, boss.
Yeah.
No one wants to report. When the agencies are responsible for reporting, you can't count on them to report on themselves for mishandling.
Yeah, who investigates them? I know that they have internal groups, but just to be clear, we covered the trial. This was kind of a rehash of the testimony to Congress saying, look, we blame the guy who did this, but we told you about this.
Yes.
We told you this was the problem. At best, the FBI is incredibly broken. That is the very best case scenario.
And here's the thing, when people say believe all women, I don't know. Have you spent time with a lot of women? You shouldn't believe all women. But in this case, where you have 90 who come forward and they say, this is what's happening now, they did it the right way. They came forward and they reported it to the authorities. Now, you can't blame rape culture for nothing happening. We've always said, if you were sexually assaulted, please, you need to come forward right away.
Yeah.
Make sure, because we want these people buried beneath the prison, actual rapists, actual people.
I don't
who
want
prey
them in
on the
prison.
young and the vulnerable. In this case, they did it the right way. They went forward. It wasn't in a Washington Post article. It wasn't a tweet. And the people, who, by the way, many believe should be the only ones with guns and those responsible for protecting us, did nothing for years. And this is something else. This doesn't just exist. These things aren't just siloed, okay? The FBI and the CIA, these three-letter agencies, they have a long history of mishandling and outright committing what we would call sex crimes, sex offenses themselves. So remember, the FBI ignored the child abuse on the Indian reservation in North Dakota, and they fired the whistleblower, Jane Turner.
There you go. That's doing its job, right?
Yeah, this is a quote here from National Whistleblower Center. In retaliation for exposing FBI failures within its child program, Jane Turner was removed from senior resident agent position. 4 FBI agents had sex with prostitutes overseas and lied about it. Now, what about the CIA? I know sometimes they sort of bleed together in your mind, right? The past 14 years, there have been at least 10 CIA contractors who committed sex crimes involving children. Remember, we talked about this? One had sexual contact with a 2-year-old and a 6-year-old. 3 sexual abuse videos of young girls that were filmed by their mothers. And there was another who viewed more than 1,400 kiddie porn images while on assignment. Remember, these were on CIA computers.
Yeah. That's more. Who are you hiring?
I use a VPN.
Yeah.
That's why we lost the sponsor.
Yes.
Well,
stop using it for that.
Well, what's it for?
We can see that. I just want to make a really quick point here. We told women to come forward, right? We told them to come forward because we want to get the perpetrators, but we want to get them the help that they need.
Exactly.
And we want to stop the problem. So put yourself in the position of the people who came forward and said, this is happening. Guess what happened next week? They went in, Larry Nassar was there. Next week, Larry Nassar was there. Next week, Larry Nassar was there. Then they're hearing from their teammates, he did it to me, he did it to me, he did it to me. What you have just done is not just keep the problem in place, you have made that person's soul probably die. I came forward, nothing happened, and now I have to see that person every time I come in, and I pray to God I don't have to go and get therapy from that guy. That's what you've done by not taking action.
This is what's crazy. Think about it. You have these abortion groups that we were just talking about saying, let your rage be known, and encouraging physically violent behavior, right, against those who might even support the Supreme Court decision on Roe v. Wade. But you would have people be more offended if parents violently ended Larry Nassar.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true, which they should have.
Like if Cain Velasquez maybe had redirected.
Well, a lot of the time, and this obviously doesn't go in every single case, but, you know, if somebody tweets something out 20 years later, there's a good chance it's iffy.
Right.
When you have 90 people coming out while it is happening, or has just happened, there's a very good chance, even if it's one person, that's going on.
Yeah.
Because that is what most victims who seem to really be authentic do. They come out right away because they're terrified.
And he didn't do this in secret. He did it with moms in the room. He gave them a vaginal massage on the inside because he said it was sports therapy.
Yeah.
This wasn't rocket science to figure out that this was going on.
Well, this is also the problem with, you know, child star parents, and you have the same syndrome with athletes. Parents who want their kids to be really successful. We'd like to think that all parents out there are looking out for the best interests of their children, but not all of them are, as seen by them still putting kids in public schools because it's more important to not have to pay an extra dollar than to actually make sure that your kids are safe and being taught right from wrong. And so you have these parents who, when their kids were saying, I don't think this is right, Mom, I said, "But you want to do it?" So this is a failure on many parts. And I will say, it's a failure on, of course, the parents. The main failure is with Larry Nassar. It's a failure on these institutions who you should trust, by the way, who are also involved with fact-checking, right? The FBI,
Oh, Jesus! Why?
They take part in big tech's determining of what is information. Right now, they're busy going after people with face paint who were on January 6th, as opposed to someone who sexually assaulted 90 women, or girls, I should say. And it is the fault of a lot of men out there. Look, people talk about this. You think I give women a hard time? I don't give women anywhere near as hard of a time as the men. I'm always amazed that a dad or a husband didn't kick the shit out of 90? 90? Hey, no one ever kicked Harvey Weinstein's ass? Are you calling for violence against someone who commits sexual assault against 90 people? Yeah.
If someone said that was my niece, I would be like, all right, so we got to go over there, right? Like, I don't understand. Like,
Exactly.
that's how everything is. I thought that's just how you handle something.
Right. Yeah. Like it looks like the Hells Angels need to make a run for toys for pummel horsing.
I'll call the cops. Do it.
Yeah.
Go tell them what you did and tell them why we're here.
Yeah, exactly.
Here's the phone.
They already know.
As they see you get thrown out of the third-story window, they'll cuff you when you land in the bushes safely.
But what hand do you dial with?
And the problem is...
Aim for the bushes.
Again, when we look at the problem, you see a problem with organization. You see a problem with... You see a problem
What
with
the
these
fuck
institutions,
happened
with
there?
individuals. I'm willing to bet that there were probably some individual police officers in Uvalde who wanted to do the right thing and they couldn't.
Yes.
I'm willing to bet there were probably people at the FBI who wanted to do the right thing and they couldn't. But the solution from the left is all... And I'm being very prudent here. You don't want to speak in absolutes politically. The solutions from the left, outside of abortion choice, is always more institutions and more power to them. Find me an example from a Democrat that says we need to disband the FBI, the CIA, or we need to reduce the centralized authority of these agencies. Find me one proposal. You won't. Now, we want people to make more individual choices as citizens to put that power back in their hands. But I also just think...
I don't know what the hell's going on today. I was having the same problem yesterday, but yesterday I had the headache.
And you
Today,
can't know either because it's always misreported.
I don't
because
know.
who reports it? Themselves. Who holds them accountable? No one else. We have a
the
problem.
day before yesterday I had 4 wins in a
How
row.
many you have to see from local police
And I've lost
departments
every single
where
match ever
people are more
since.
concerned about their pension and
It's
not
like at
pissing
least
off
6
the
or 8
chief
matches in a row that I've lost
to
now.
the world's best. The best of the best. Right? You want to think about this. You want to think about our U.S. Marshals this way. The FBI. You watch The Fugitive. You watch these films. The FBI, they show up. They're the good guy. No, not really. Not really. Not anymore. And you certainly shouldn't give them blind trust. They've given you every reason to mistrust them. And it's not our fault that you mistrust institutions any more than it's our fault Brian Stelter is getting fired. That one's not on me. Brian, we are hiring, and I will pay you very handsomely. That's not a joke.
Hey, we have a breaking story that Lane just sent in. This happened this morning.
Dangerous now?
But it'll be the only thing handsome involved in
Yes. The ladies love him in the chat.
Oh,
It's disgusting.
So a gunman was arrested near Justice Kavanaugh's residence early this morning. And when police detained him, he said he was there to kill Kavanaugh. And you'll remember that Kavanaugh's residence was the site of protests for the Roe v. Wade legal documents.
By the way, some of them were started by his neighbor. Hey, I wonder how long that investigation is going to be. Like, why was he there? Well, we're running an investigation. Hold on a second. Why were you there? I was there to kill Kavanaugh. Listen, we need to take our time.
Yeah.
Let this process play out.
Be promoted.
Trust the FBI.
Have you ever seen a movie? Let's do it like that.
Yeah. They want you to think that they're Kojak. Hey, who loves you, baby?
Hey, so I have a question. Which
Crowder, you really need to
politician
update your
subpoena
references,
before
man.
Congress to talk about them saying that you should go out in the streets and that you
Fucking
should, make your
Kojak,
voices
son.
heard and all that stuff and incite violence. I mean, I know that they did that with Donald Trump when he said peacefully and make your voices heard
Just
patriotically.
so happens you said which politician. Casey has a new quote on the soundboard. Which politician? I think you know what I'm talking about, Casey. Which one?
He's you admit you had one job. You had a politician.
We've had this conversation for the last 3 days. The new soundboard quote.
There's a soundboard quote of a politician.
No, not about politician. About
Got Roundey, right?
it's Gary Oldman for Queen.
Oh, that was a little odd.
Which politician should we subpoena?
That's a
Oh,
classic.
wait, but he got to the
You
game.
gotta spell it out for you? What, do you work for the FBI?
Kind of retarded.
That's like he doesn't even have a voice. He just speaks through the soundboard. Yeah, and by the
We
way,
mentioned him every day, haven't we?
Yeah.
Not against Casey, I just forgot that we have brought him up every day.
We have.
And now I just, instead of Churchill, I just picture Gary Oldman.
yeah, exactly. Me too. Here's the thing. We all just heard the story. Bring that back up there, Tokenon. It's right. Kavanaugh, someone with a gun, saying I want to kill Kavanaugh. Okay. We just saw this story live. First off, I'm not seeing anything on CNN. Second, anyone in this studio go, oh, we need gun control. No, right away we go, that's a person who's a problem. We have a problem with people. We have a problem with institutions and politicians saying go forward and riot. And you have Kamala Harris, the President of the United States, saying they should riot. They should continue to riot. This is how they make themselves heard. Who could have seen this possibly coming? Who could have seen coming, let's say, I don't know, 2 weeks ago, a month ago, Kavanaugh was going to have someone try to kill him? I mean, we don't have a crystal ball.
Well, not only that, we didn't even flinch. We just immediately made a joke about it because it's not that shocking.
Right.
It's like, oh, there's a guy trying to kill Kavanaugh in his neighborhood. But, stunning.
All right.
I would have never seen it.
We need to move on to Matthew McConaughey here. But look, you saw that ad.
Bro, you've been telling me.
So Good Ranchers. Good Ranchers is unbelievable. Their steak is incredible, and the Father Day is coming up. You have a limited. There's a deal right now. Actually, you get 2 free 18-ounce ribeye steaks with the promo code Crowder.
That's all.
If you enter that in, is it goodrancher.com? Is that where they go? Goodranchers.com.
Good Ranchers. There's more than one Good Rancher, Stephen.
There are several, but they're limited.
They are.
I want free steaks.
Have you seen another guy?
Yeah.
Oh,
There's a couple of Good Ranchers. But it really is a great company. If you check out their Instagram too, they have the balls to stand up politically, and all of their beef is USDA prime, 100% American steakhouse quality or better. So USDA prime or better. And you know what? They cut out the middleman so you get a better price. It's a better price right now. Wasn't always this way. I used to try not to tell you, like, hey, their prices are at least as good as your grocery store, only it's more convenient and it's better quality meat. It's more affordable than your local grocery store right now because of inflation, because of what they do with their local ranchers. Compare the prices and you get 2 free ribeyes just entering the promo code Crowder.
18-ounce ribeyes. That's a hefty steak.
That'll tip over Fred Flintstone's car.
Yes,
That is
indeed.
a hefty one. That'll run into a WNBA game and show it too.
What the hell? Oh, Dave.
Be put on the eye of the WNBA protester afterwards.
Yes, exactly.
The hair. Just the ghetto snakes.
That's nothing hair. It's just weaves and wide set tampons.
I never knew.
Like, this is professional sports. Lovely.
I never called them ghetto snakes. I would walk to New York and everybody called them ghetto snakes.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, that makes sense.
We're predicting the WNBA World Champions. Yeah, unless they play a high school boys team, then I guess, well, I have to give away that trophy.
Number 2
We'll
it is.
nail it. All right. So Matthew McConaughey. Also, if you share this, that helps here on YouTube because the algorithms right now is you're subscribed, notifications. We know they don't work. That's why we say tune in Monday through Thursday. Just bookmark it, come in, share it.
Same here.
Help.
Just tune in. I'll be
So
here.
Matthew McConaughey.
I'll be
He's
here.
impressed right now. Because
You don't need a notification to know that 11 o'clock, 11 a.m., 11 p.m. Central,
But she doesn't look like a junkyard.
every day.
I agree.
You wouldn't
Every
expect-
day, except for
I don't know if
Thursday.
that's a TV name. If that's
I'm
a
on
press secretary.
AM and
That's
PM.
more like a Clouseau.
Right, yeah, exactly.
I go, well, that.
She walks up and she's full of shit.
It is an app.
So, he was there to jump on the lie. I'll get to that at the end. The lie of this, this mass shooting epidemic. But here he was talking about his hometown when he's not claiming his hometown is Austin. And I get that he's likable, and I get that a lot of people think that he's down the middle because he's been on the podcast, and I know that he was very respectful of Jordan Peterson, and I think Russell Brand. I understand he's made the rounds, but I also know his past. I also know his history, and I also know to read between the lines as to what he's suggesting here. So this is McConaughey, don't be fooled, talking about Uvalde and trying to present it as common sense, common ground gun reform.
You know what? Every one of these parents wanted what they asked for, but every parent separately expressed in their own way to Camilla and me that they want their children's dreams to live on. That they want their children's dream to continue to accomplish something after they are gone. They want to make their loss of life matter. Families of the deceased, mothers, fathers, sisters, brothers, Texas Rangers, hunters, Border Patrol, and responsible gun owners who won't give up their Second Amendment right to bear arms. And you know what they all said? We want secure and safe schools, and we want gun laws that won't make it so easy for the bad guys to get these damn guns.
Well, that's a lot of saying something with saying nothing.
He said absolutely nothing. He gets loud and passionate because that's just this kind of man. Look at that, motherfucker was knocked out 3 places before me.
It is a Trojan horse.
This has been an hour straight of losing. All right, I'm about to take a quick break.
Exactly why, because we'll get to what he's proposing now, but here he is, less than 4 years ago, with the March for Our Lives, the David Hogg crap, after the Parkland shooting, telling you exactly where he actually lined up and what he wants. Sort of the Beto O'Rourke syndrome.
Again, as stated in the March for Our Lives mission statement, how do we do this? They've got 3 hallmarks here. 1, let's ban the assault weapons distribution.
Anyways. Mr. McConaughey, how about you come by my place and try to take something of mine? I'll treat you like any other common criminal. We'll have a nice cup of tea.
No.
Number 2. Let's just set it down. I will.
High capacity magazine, strike 2.
3-shell limit to hunt migratory birds. Do the math and get my point. The third one. As federal regulation background checks that are already in place. Yes. And close the loopholes that exist in those background checks.
Background?
I just tend to think he's not that educated. I don't want to say not that bright. But now people want to champion him. Have you seen him? He was on, I think it was on with Jordan Peterson. You know, like people in this country, they're on the extreme right, they're on the extreme left. All I see is they're on the left. I got a lot of what does that mean? So right there he said ban assault weapons. Well, it's not a term that's defined. Okay, that's a Trojan horse. Magazine capacity ban. Well, the firearms that are here in this studio, boom, gone, banned. And then he shows this is only 4 years ago, that he has a complete lack of understanding of the Second Amendment. In comparing it to shells permitted for hunting migratory birds, the Second Amendment is not about hunting. That could not be less relevant. Well, let me ask you, are you saying that we should limit it to that same amount of shells for home defense? No, not. Okay, then what's the limit? The point is you're picking an arbitrary number, and once you pick an arbitrary number, it can be redistricted, something you guys complain about, right? So, it shows he doesn't understand the Second Amendment, which is why when you look at these proposals, he may not know that these new ones are violations of your Second Amendment rights, and that they are merely Trojan horses to give government control. Hey, why would you need an assault weapon? I don't know, maybe because 3 months from now I might have to fight for gas in a Mad Max wasteland?
Maybe somebody's going to come to my house armed and try to kill me because I have an opinion about abortion that they don't like. I don't know, maybe the story we just covered.
Or maybe
3 months? Good for you.
Yeah, make it that long.
Maybe figuratively, not physically, but maybe figuratively, if I'm at another Jimmy Carter gas line, an AR-15 fired in the air a couple times can speed things along a little bit. My point is, it's none of your business. Figuratively.
Yeah.
Now.
Oh, it didn't happen around here.
You saw that. That's 4 years ago. That seems pretty cut and dry. Here he is today proposing common sense gun reform, which is effectively the same thing as what he proposed 4 years ago.
We need to invest in mental health care. We need safer schools. We
Sounds
need to
right.
restrain sensationalized media coverage.
Yeah.
We need to restore our family values.
Okay.
We need to restore our American values.
He thinks that's a win.
And we need responsible gun ownership.
And we need to restore moving your head like a parakeet. What is that?
That's him pausing for applause.
Yeah.
It does look like Peter Fonda and a bird.
Yes.
What the dick was that? I didn't fucking do that. Oh, I fucking hate this game so much sometimes, man.
Hold on. American values.
I agree with that.
Yeah, but define those. American values, responsible gun ownership. That doesn't mean giving up your rights. American values, the Second Amendment is a part of that.
Yeah, it's amendment
to the cake.
It's amendment number 2 to protect amendment number 1, which
Yes.
allows you to express yourself as an idiot. Now,
That's why you're an actor at the White House.
right.
Otherwise, we wouldn't have much use for you, Matthew.
Why are you there?
What's scary to me is there are genuinely people in this country going, oh my god, a shooting. What does Dwayne Wade think? Quick, someone get Matthew McConaughey. And we'd like to think no one does that. There are people who, I've met those people.
Yeah.
I've met those people.
He's from Texas. We should trust him.
Remember, those were good commercials.
Yeah, look, he sold a lot of cars.
He did. He sold a lot of
Good
cars.
actor.
And he also does a wild turkey thing. By the way, his wild turkey is my favorite bourbon. His sucks. It's like this. He's like, I worked to get out of here.
Man, Wild Turkey is fucking diabetes, man. Fuck Wild Turkey.
Dude,
Dude, if you like Wild Turkey, you have the taste buds of a child. Would you like some chicken nuggets with that?
Let's say you're just
And a juice pack to wash it down? You fuck. I'm sorry. I'm not trying to be a gatekeeper. If you enjoy what you enjoy, go ahead and go for it.
Or you're driving a Link.
Yeah. Drunk. On my bourbon I made in my tub.
Maybe you tell the cops how you got that.
So
Tell the story of who you just hit.
So there he just said some stuff that, all right, okay, nothing objectionable there.
Nothing poignant, really, though.
Right. So what does he mean by responsible gun ownership? Now we get to non-specifics, but we know what the specifics are as far as legislation that he would be supporting. Period.
We need background checks.
Already got him.
We need to raise the minimum age to purchase an AR-15 rifle to 21.
Why?
We need a waiting period for those rifles. We need red flag laws and consequences for those who abuse them.
I agree with the last part.
These are reasonable, practical,
Consequences.
tactical regulations to our nation, states, communities, schools, and homes. Responsible gun owners are fed up with the Second Amendment being abused and hijacked by some deranged individuals.
Hey, really quickly, everyone in here, I'm pretty sure, who here is a responsible gun owner in the studio?
Yeah.
Cool, man, you literally wear a cape of guns. What are you talking about? He didn't raise his hand.
Oh, I'm switching the button.
All right, fine.
He's also a responsible.
He's like the Willard of guns.
Yeah. Oh, I've seen it.
Yeah.
I buy mine in the park off some kid in a paper bag.
But does Matthew McConaughey speak for anyone here? Just to be clear?
No.
Okay, just to be clear. All right.
I waited for mine for a bit because I have a criminal record, and I expected to.
Right, yeah, you have to go through that process. I
And I
remember that.
totally understand that.
Yep. Actually, I have some questions regarding that afterwards because I don't know the process regarding how you criminal because there's a difference between violent felonies, right, and not being able to own a firearm.
Yeah, if it's a drinking thing
Right.
or whatever, and then it's been so many years, and it's not the same.
We should do a segment on that
Yeah.
and tell people what it was because a lot of people aren't even aware of that process.
Yeah, they look at it.
And I'm not aware of that process because I haven't been thrown in jail 13 times.
Right.
Not the judge.
Well, no, they didn't look at my juvie thing good.
Right.
Yeah. Otherwise, they would have been like, "This isn't for you."
Right. Yeah. No, but hold on, a swastika tattoo on his chest.
It's
And I was
fine.
the worst kid. I don't want to go to school. I just didn't want to go there.
Exactly.
At all.
Yeah.
He was probably safer at home.
Oh, please.
So let's get through this. So what he just makes, he rattles those off. Let's go through it. So the claim that he makes, okay? And this is a common claim. We need background checks. That's what he wants to say. We need better background checks. Truth. Background checks are already a thing.
Yeah.
Okay? Background checks are already a thing, and you can go and watch our Change My Mind where I brought those girls back to the gun range. Everyone here, Walther is a sponsor. They shipped guns to firearms to FFLs. We've all had to go there, fill out a background check. They had to wait some extra time.
Okay, come on now with the fucking shit pieces. Fuck you, game.
Already exists.
Oh my
Let's
Jesus,
launch
really?
long-term background checks.
Oh fuck.
Universal background checks. These would. Of
Oh, yeah, I
course,
said I was taking a break.
institute
Fuck these
federal gun
guys.
registry.
Oh.
It simply could not work without a federal gun registry. Background checks already?
Bye, motherfuckers. I'll be back in about 5 to 10. You guys are the best. I apparently am the worst. Be right back. 5 minutos. I don't know, as a kid I thought that movie was kind of creepy, but not scary.
Hey,
People are
download
dumb.
your TikTok app today so you can have Chinese spyware.
Define their
Yay,
words.
Chai-Com spyware.
Express
Woo!
what they're thinking.
China number 1,
Think
USA
what
number 2,
they
you
do.
go down. Give me money.
Fucking future!
We're talking about a fat ass and everything, yeah.
No, I said loud ass.
It's like I took a poop and it was one of those painful ones that brings a tear to your eye.
Here I come.
Haha.
Hey! Now listen here, mister. I don't mean no trouble.
Go back into your own console.
But sir, I doesn't even have my own console. We're multi-platform now.
Knuckles? It must be a Mario. He take racing too seriously.
He takes everything too seriously.
You motherfuckers invite non-Nintendo characters onto my track?
Now this is pod racing.
Holy shit! He's killing all the non-Nintendo racers. What is he? Some kind of racist? You're not Nintendo. You're Pretendo. You're all race traitors! Oh my god! Ah! I'm fucking going to my head! Ah! 23 years of jumping of barrels. 23 fucking years! Oh god! Oh fuck! Oh fuck! Oh fuck! Luigi!
Coming for you, nigga.
Wait, Mario, think of our history. So, you like it to go fast, huh?
All right, I caught it. Now it's mine, and I can force it to do whatever I want.
Mario, stop! We're brothers! I have no brother.
Mario!
Oh shit, it's Kratos! Fuck you, Kratos! You PlayStation characters never learn! Suck my mushroom tip, you fucking son of a bitch! Oh, hey Mario! Flash Kids.
I'm sorry, boy. Oh, come on. Don't do the dance. Don't make this harder than it has to be.
Cavalcando! Cavalcando! Oh, yeah. Well, thanks, Moobot, for finally saying something. Alright, everybody. Welcome to the stream. I am back. If you'd like to play, let me know, and I will hold a countdown clock for you. I'm going to get another half a cup of coffee. Wada wada. Yay! Mushy mush.
Hello, motherfucker.
Oh, wow, you doubled down. Hello, motherfucker, to you, too. Apparently we didn't, well, you didn't fix the aspect ratio on the sumbitch, but that's okay. Still love you. Oh, alright. Countdown clock, anybody? Anybody? That is a great combo. High fives. Psh. Anyways, penis. Oh. Well, see, last night I was on Just Chatting, so maybe the Just Chatting stream aspect ratio didn't change. Maybe it was just the gameplay, which is fucking horse shit, but, you know, this is the game stream with Discord. Let's see if game stream with Discord 2 is any different. Da 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 da. Game stream with, why is this 2? That one's also super widescreen. So, yeah, we were on Just Chatting Discord. No, it was Just Chatting with Discord 1. What's the difference between 1 and more? They look nearly identical. Maybe, Discord 1 has the game in the background. And then the other one doesn't have a back. No, that one has a background too. Fuck, I don't know. I usually go with the first choice, not the second option. Penis. I've lost every single match today. It's been pretty fucking epic. Oh, that is warm. I don't know. I think coffee should have a certain texture to it. Not necessarily grit, but it shouldn't be like water-flavored coffee. Alright, well, it's screwing us both, man. It's screwing us both. You know, commercial use. Me making all these big cents per stream. Oh, and by the way, that I think that's actually gotten me another copyright strike. So yay! I can't be viewed in South Korea and Japan. Oh no! Oh, why? Oh Jesus! What the fudge? Oh. Oh, okay, that happened. Would you stop it? Yeah, the sky is rumbly grumbly today. Just like me after Taco Bell. Ooh, why? Why? Why you do this to me? And then oh Jesus. Oh no, 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 no. Oh. Maybe you're just ugly. Oh, that could be it. Maybe that's why I can't win a Tetris, because I'm just ugly. I got a face for radio. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, welcome to the Psycho Veteran Stream. I can't win because I'm ugly. Ha Ooh. 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 Oh, no, no, no. Oh, son of a bitch. Oh, 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 man. I mean, these guys are trying. Beautiful at any size. Yeah. With 22 KOs. You better not lose. No pressure. What the dicks was that? Like, seriously. No, 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 no. I didn't do that shit. Oh. Get your ass over there, boy. I'm gonna lose. Oh. Well, I gave them a fight. Fuck! Dude! This baby dick motherfucker was just drafting off of other mother. Fuck you, Glenn. I guarantee you don't have 22 motherfucking KOs. Suck a bag of dicks. Glenn, you couldn't fucking beat me 1v1. I bet 1v1 me, bro. Oh, I loved it when I beat people in Tetris Splash. They would call me out and like, oh, you could beat me in Tetris, but fight me in COD. And I entertained that notion once. I was like, which one do you want to fucking play in? And every time I killed him, he had some excuse as to how it was dirty or whatever. Oh, you were hard scoping. Oh, you used a sniper rifle. Oh, I'm like, dude, it's a bolt action, and I didn't even quick scope you. I literally hard scoped. You walked right into it. You know, oh, well, you know, and then it's like, okay, sniper versus sniper then. And then I pick a semi-automatic 50 cal, you know, and I'd shoot him once and I'd melee him. He says, oh, well, you freaking damn melee shot it or whatever the fuck. No, he said melee, I think. Doesn't fucking matter. Every time I killed him, no, bullshit. I ended up shutting him down like 25 to like 3, and just everything I did wasn't good enough. So at that point, I determined if somebody calls me out 1v1, I'm not entertaining that anymore because it's a waste of my fucking time. But, you know, to be fair, I did egg him on. I was just like, oh, okay, so go through my gamer score and find any game that you think you can beat me in because it's not COD. Go ahead. And I beat the fucking brakes off of him, but everything I did was just wrong. So I was like, you know what? You've ruined it for anybody else that wanted to fucking damn challenge the crown. You ruined it! You ruined it! You left a bad taste in my mouth, kid! Next time, maybe not so much Taco Bell before our date. Oh, Jesus. What the dick? Shit. Okay, Gabe. Now, if you look at that, I didn't do that. I didn't do any of that shit. They're just like, hey, you know what'd be funny? If second place to 90th! Well, it's easy for me to take fucking low positions like that, or high positions, depending on how you look at it, when the computer plays for me. Isn't it funny? Isn't it funny how that happens? Oh, penis. Oh. I need my Crowder back.
Already exists. They say, oh, private transfers. So we need a universal background checks. Look, if you guys don't understand the problem with a national gun registry, look to Canada, look to Australia, look to New Zealand. Look what has happened across the. It's wrong. In other words, if you have federal gun registry, you might as well disarm the population.
Yeah. And by the way,
hey guys, just in case you wanted to know random statistics, socialism/communism has a great crossover with disarming its populace, and it cost about 1% of the human population of last century. But please explain to me how you're going to do it right and better. I'd like to know, because, you know, it's a novel idea, but the concept of, you know, taking away your ability to defend yourself so bad guys can't be bad is just, it's beyond retarded. And yes, I said retarded. If you don't like that shit, well, you're retarded too. Oh, the word. What about the action, the intent? You take away a friggin' damn wolf's teeth and expect it to be able to feed. It'll find a way. Maybe. Unless it starves to death. Well, it'll probably starve to death. But, you know. Please, virtue signal harder how you have solutions. I have solutions. They cost money, though. All the solutions I have cost money. But, you know, I do have solutions. Unlike people that just complain about shit. And then, oh, well, penis. Oh, okay. Oh, shit, I don't know what the hell's going on because the game's actually letting me do what I want to do. And it's confusing me right now. It's giving me a fear boner. A scarousal, if you may. Okay. I'll pause Crowder right after that drop.
They talk about straw purchasers in this, and I'm like, okay, that's somebody who's already breaking the law. This wouldn't fix that. And most of what you said you saw at gun shows is like people are not sitting there selling AR-15s nearly as much as they're selling like more expensive shotguns and antique rifle things to each other.
It's incredibly rare.
Show loophole that they always want to pull out.
Of course. And by the way, when you're looking at these shootings do not take place from people who purchase firearms through gun show loopholes. A big reason for that is if someone's going to do a private transfer, which is what they're talking about. It's not something you can do online from house to house. Okay, for example, if I transferred, or my father had a firearm transferred down to him from his relative, an old firearm that was used in the military. They can write it privately between each other, and of course, this assumes that no one is a criminal, and you can have it as a bill of transfer, and it's usually used between family members. Guess what? You're on the hook if someone misuses that firearm. So there's an incentive to be very meticulous, to be a little choosy with anyone you do that with. And again, statistically, it's insignificant in contributing to any of these shootings. What they are talking about is not something designed to address private transfers between family members and family heirlooms. What they are suggesting is federal gun registry. So when you hear universal background check, Do you support a federal gun registry? Do you want the government to know how many guns you have and where you have them? Because, of course, there's also been a proposal, as you see in California, ammo having to be registered. Do you want everyone to know? Okay. Here's another claim that he made.
Because in 2020, there wasn't a lot of ammo.
Right.
Yeah.
We need a minimum age to purchase an AR-15 to be 21. Well, first off, before we get to the truth, the question is why? But here's a truth that is relevant. Most firearm homicides are committed with handguns, not rifles. Handguns, 59%. Rifles, 3%. That's not even just AR-15. That's all rifles.
Yeah.
It's actually a good point, because I was thinking about the 21 thing and thought it made sense, but
But here's the thing. You have to be 21 in most states to purchase a handgun already.
that's what I thought.
Yeah, not a rifle. And the reason why...
Ooh, you hear that thunder? Alright, so if the stream's cut short, don't bother tuning back in. I'll call it if the stream decides to
Again,
shit.
let's look at the stats. I think it's 94% of shootings in gun-free zones. Right? You go, okay, there seems to be a correlation.
As a matter of
there.
fact, to be responsible, because I can't afford to replace anything if it breaks, and I still haven't hooked up my backups unit, I should probably just end the stream as soon as this match is over. Please grant me that much time before you fry all my electronics.
Of gun-free zones instead of saying we need a 21-year-old age limitation on purchasing rifles, which aren't used in most gun homicides anyway. Again, you need to be 21 to purchase a handgun in most states. Just like in Illinois, right? Home of Cook County, Illinois.
Oh.
A record of 1,002 gun murders in 2021.
Chicago, the bastion of freedom and hope.
Texas, 21 years old to purchase a handgun. Just to be clear.
I guess I have a question about the registry, because you do have to register in Michigan.
In Michigan, you do.
Yeah.
Yeah, you don't have to do that in every state.
Oh, you don't?
No.
Okay, I had to register.
With your local police department.
Yeah, you do.
Yeah.
Okay, I didn't know if that was a common.
No, it's not a federal thing.
Okay.
And even then, I'm not comfortable with states forcing you to register your firearms. That was a big problem a lot of people have with Michigan, but they want it to be registered with the federal government, which, just imagine, it's like, this wouldn't relate to, I don't know, Mao, Hitler, Stalin, even just places like Australia, Beto O'Rourke.
Yeah.
They wouldn't make use of a federal firearm registry to go when they want to ban guns, which is what they said. You have a guy saying, hell yes, we're going to take your AR-15s away. No. We just want there to be a gun registry so that I can know who has AR-15s, which, by the way, I told you I want to take away. It's a Trojan horse.
Yeah. What purpose does the gun registry serve? Just think it through. There's no legitimate purpose for it other than that.
And here's another truth. But not even truth. It's just, look, if you need to be a point, like, no, it doesn't matter. This is just my opinion. It's conjecture. You need to be 21 to buy an AR-15. Okay. How about having to present ID to vote?
Ooh, that's rough. Don't bring that up.
Totally take that deal, and you get one ballot.
Right.
I would actually be for raising the age of voters.
If you're in Wayne County,
I'm pretty sure I've gotten 2 or 3 things that say I can vote from home.
I definitely got 2 ballots this last election.
No,
I know for a
that's
fact.
serious. Well, I drove around and saw some places.
Yes.
None of them were what they would call
No, of course not.
residences.
Which again, you can go and check out the banned episodes on loudwithbetter.com/modclub.
Yeah.
Regarding the election areas, because I will say this on YouTube, it's not like Dave drove to addresses where people to addresses that didn't exist where people voted
on camera.
None of this happened. You can't go to loudwithbetter.com/modclub to watch it on camera.
Not really.
Here's another claim.
Dave wasn't terrified.
No.
Dave was in the worst neighborhood in America. It wasn't the neighborhood that was scaring him. It was being followed.
Here's another claim that he just made there, and he rattled them off really quickly. Go on. Says that AR-15 style weapons should require a waiting period. Look, this is something that's pretty tough to get empirical data on, so I'll acknowledge that. All references are available at loudwithbetter.com for everything else that I've discussed here. I'll just state that's a fundamental violation of your Second Amendment right. When they say this is not a violation of your Second Amendment right, forcing someone to wait to purchase a firearm, in many instances, people are looking to purchase a firearm because they need it for protection.
Yeah.
That happened with me. I don't know if you know this.
Yeah.
Convenient misdrops are convenient. You cannot with a straight face tell me that there are no fucking baby dick cheaters and hackers in this fucking game. I don't know why, but it's so consistent with this fuck ass game. I think that's 10 losses in a row, right? Hour and a half, yeah, probably.
Murdered by her ex-boyfriend, waiting for a permit against whom she had a restraining order.
Yeah, exactly. Well, the RAND Corporation did a study on this, and they actually found that these waiting periods basically don't give you any prevention or any significant prevention at all of gun crime. The only thing that they can potentially help with, and they even had issues with this, was suicides. Yeah. Suicides commonly they're like a peak experience where that kind of tapers off over time.
Right.
They even said the waiting period that they proposed, which I think was like a 3-day waiting period, so that can persist for weeks. Right. Maybe it's not as high in the peak, but that feeling can persist for weeks. And so there's really no evidence, specifically no evidence, that this would help for mass shootings, but gun crime in general.
Yeah. Well, and if you're serious about it, I mean, you never know.
Right.
It can be up and down. I mean, that's a difficult.
Exactly.
You know, that's a tightrope.
You just can't. Well, yes, it's a tightrope in the sense of what can you do to help those people, but you don't end up helping them by stripping other people of the risk. Hey, I have a restraining order. This guy tried to rape me, and he said he's coming back to rape me tomorrow. Oh, okay, we'll come back in 30 days, and let's see if he's cooled down. What?
Yeah.
The cool down period, the rapist isn't going to cool down. Well, you never know. Hope for the best. Look, it's your right to defend yourself. Yeah. And particularly when we were talking about women. You know who needs firearms in this country? Women. And you know who this hurts the most? Women who maybe need to protect themselves from someone who has premeditatedly told them they're going to cause them harm. Look, let's think about this for a second. Let's think of a waiting period. Is the waiting period going to negatively affect someone who's a psychopath who is planning out a mass shooting?
Hey, leave me out of
I don't
this.
think he can plan around 3 days, 7 days, 30 days, depending on what's proposed. The person it hurts is someone who has been thrown against their will into a violent situation who needs to protect themselves, not the person who's planning the violence.
Right.
It is a policy that would directly and almost exclusively impact those looking to purchase firearms for self-defense, not those looking to purchase firearms to cause damage. It doesn't pass the logic test. Here's another claim that he made. We need red flag laws. All right, look, let's go. I do agree with the point that he made, consequences for those who abuse them. Now, here's the problem. He says that. The currently proposed legislation doesn't include any punishments for falsely reporting. Right? So in theory, I understand red flag laws could be useful. Now, what do I mean? Someone who says, I'm going to go shoot up a school, and tells you they're going to go shoot up a school, and posts on Facebook, and on Twitter, and on Snapchat that they're going to go shoot up a school, or tells you that they are violent, or tells their qualified therapist that they're thinking of committing violence. Right? I understand that concept of red flag laws, and that is something that could be worked in. Now, I don't want someone losing the right to firearms because they need a Xanax, because they're going through some kind of a tough scenario. They just got fired, laid off, or I don't know, their woman took half their crap after they cheated on them in California. The point is, I don't want red flag laws to be abused. How about this? Let's make this agreement tomorrow. It's nowhere in the legislation. Red flag laws with stipulations as to what would qualify. And if someone abuses it, minimum 10-year prison sentence. Federal penitentiary, plus a hefty fine. Is that a common ground?
No, that makes sense. Well, it's like the see something, say something. It's like, how about do something then?
Right.
Because how many times have these people been reported, and school shooters, where it's like, yeah, he's in the backyard shooting this gun off every single day, target practice, and they don't do anything about it.
Right.
And, well, so what's the point?
Right.
You know, these laws only exist if you're actually going to take them seriously.
Yeah, exactly.
And that would
Who are you going to be flagging it to? The guys who are masturbating to child pornography on CIA computers and not prosecuting a man who's sexually assaulting
Right,
women.
but you're right. If there is that element of punishment in it, you know it's going to be taken seriously because there's that element of punishment in it.
Also, I think that if we were to do it, I think you would have far more people in prison for abusing red flag laws than people being abused with red
Well, they don't
flag
want
laws.
that.
I actually would support
Although they
that
do,
because
because
I
then
would
they can
like to
vote
see all the
multiple times
Karens
for
of the
them.
world be sent to prison for falsely flagging neighbors they don't like who went out on an ammo run. Let's see what they're talking about on CNN here. They must
I
have
love the lower Chiron because it says
man with weapon detained.
With weapon detained near Kavanaugh's home.
Yeah.
The motive of this person. Did they say that when they were talking about Gretchen Whitmer when the guys were a state away?
Are you the FBI agents?
They were trying to kill Gretchen Whitmer.
Oh, how about when the guy was in Delaware going for Fauci?
Yeah, I know.
He tried to kill me.
Yeah.
The longest shot and recorded.
Yeah, well, I think I did that in France.
Ideally got out by the skin of my teeth, whereas this guy is in the front yard of Kavanaugh saying, hey, come out, wherever you are, so I may kill you.
Yeah. He was closer than AOC was to the actual January 6th.
Oh, yeah. I almost died. How so? I was very far away.
How about you just say, man arrested on way to murder Judge Kavanaugh because we all said you should get in the streets and be violent.
That should
would
be an
more
attempted murder charge, by the way.
Yeah. How about you just say, man with gun tried to kill Brett Kavanaugh? I would take that.
Yeah. There we go. But
There's
there's
no
nothing near.
You don't need Columbo to figure out his motives. Like, well, hold on.
Oh, we went from Kojak to Columbo. Way to go.
Think about it. They won't even say, this guy said he wanted to kill Brett Kavanaugh. Well, there's your tip.
Yeah. We broke the story before them, by the way.
Yes,
Great
of course
job.
we did.
Great job, Ed. And
Great job, Junior Snap.
They were like, okay, how do we make this seem as benign as possible? Well, he had a gun near his...
You know, he had a weapon.
Weapon.
Yeah, he had a weapon.
What did you say gun?
It was nunchakus.
All the idiot neighbors that doxed him. It's like, how do you like that now?
Yeah.
Do you really like all the riffraff in the neighborhood, people walking up and down?
I hope
with
they
guns?
violate
Is that
your
fun
home
for
and
you?
say his on accident.
Yeah. I think they have the wrong address, but it's smeared on their palm.
Right.
If I was Kavanaugh, I'd go out and switch the numbers in the night.
Yeah, yeah.
If I was Brett Kavanaugh, I would open a private second-story shooting range and right their master bedroom in their house.
Sorry! Yeah, so what an idiot. It's like, you live in here. Why would you do that?
Well, because they never come for them, don't you know that? The mom never comes for them.
I'm the same. I mean, mine was not as extreme as your case, obviously, but it's like death threats. That's why I bought a gun and surrounded stuff in cameras.
Wait, death threat? Which one?
Well, no, I mean,
Be
yeah,
more specific.
you've had some dudes.
Yeah, we really have. In the things I can never talk about the specifics because we don't want copycats.
No, but it's a.
So let me really quickly go back. We're talking about the red flag law. Okay, think about this for a second. The red flag laws, as proposed, that's the issue. What is the policy proposal of red flag laws? It's just you can report anyone and we'll see what happens. There are no punishments. I agree with McConaughey's sentiment if it comes with severe consequences, minimum 10-year federal penitentiary, and let's call it a $500,000 fine if you abuse red flag laws. Because removing someone's fundamental God-given rights, right of use, that should come with some serious consequences. But think about the people who will be in charge of your right to own firearms if there are no consequences attached to the red flag laws. Keep in mind, this is a woman who is talking in Canada, talking about effectively flagging, doxing, ruining the lives of truckers who are protesting lockdown. She's the one who can take your guns away.
But since you seem to forget that, and you're all loud and proud, cool, big thoughts, and you're big thoughts, big ideas, and you want whatever fucking set of hot tubs in the world.
How about you?
It's a small industry, smaller than you think, in HR. So, if you're looking for a job, or if you're trying to keep a job, maybe think what you put in social media. Let recruiters talk. And recruiters, like the majority of Canada, don't.
Come on, guys. It's time for that fucking random misdrop that's totally a coincidence.
But that means that if you need a job, you might not get one. If you want to keep a job, you might not get to
Replace job with gun.
And you know what else they turn good at?
Having cataracts?
Documentation. That's what we do. And we hate you. We hate you so much. Oh, yeah. You think you can't do anything.
Oh, there goes the misdrop. There goes the misdrop. Right on fucking time. Bravo, baby dick. Bra-fucking-o. No. I'm sure. Go fuck yourself.
All of a sudden she got...
You know, that's unfair to them. Because maybe they're not cheating, but the game seems to be taking over on somebody else's behalf. Oh, on my behalf. It was just like, hey, you don't know what you're doing. Let's just lock this piece in here just for you.
I hate former Vice President Joe Biden. I hate what they're trying to do. I hate that they're trying to take away our rights.
I'm losing my shit, people. Oh, wait, I'm supposed to stop.
They don't need to be concerned with red flag laws because you...
Alright, fuck it. I'm done because I don't want my electronics to get fried.
In charge of your ability
I'm shutting everything down. Bye!
Red flag laws with no consequences. You were raising your hand. I wanted to go to one last point.
Well, I was going to say that, you know, when you're